How's your week going? I hope it's been going great and that you have a great weekend coming up. Now, we've been talking about how to get your home ready to list without breaking the bank. Last week, we talked about odors or smells. This week, we're talking about a main factor: decluttering your home. Clifton Quayle, eXp Realty, been opening the door to your future since 2007. Hit the like button and subscribe, and join me each time we get together to have these conversations together. Important information. And it's my goal to be able to talk about the real estate market and real estate in the Fredericton or Moncton and surrounding areas to inform you how to get your house ready, how to buy, different factors about real estate, and about the area and what our area offers to us. Thank you once again for joining me. Now, whenever a couple comes into your home or a family, they start to visualize and imagine themselves living in your home. They'll start saying, hey, you know what? We can see our couch here. The TV can go there. The kids can play over here. They start seeing how they can use your home, the space. Oh, look at the kitchen. This is great. This is marvelous. They're doing that and they're seeing themselves there. Buying a home is an emotional experience. And when they start to get a good feeling about your home, it's like, wow, we can see ourselves here. But if they go into your home and they cannot visualize the space that you have to offer them, they're going to turn away and they're going to go away. I remember a number of years ago, I had a house that was listed. It was so full of items that we ended up, it caused us to have to look at a lower price after a period of time. We weren't getting the buyers in. And whenever we did finally get buyers in and everything was cleared out, I did a walkthrough before the buyers did and their agent. I couldn't believe the space, the difference. And even whenever they did the walkthrough, I remember the buyer's agent saying, you know what, my client said if they had known that it offered so much, they probably would have come in with a higher price than they did to begin with. So decluttering can get you more money. It can create more value to your investment. So you say, okay, Cliff, where do I start? What do I do? First thing you do, like I always say, make a list. What's the first thing you need to start on that list? What have you not used, seen, or even remember having for the last 18 months? If you haven't used something for the last year and a half, chances are you're never going to use it. So what ends up happening is we think, oh, I might need this for later, and we keep it. And you know what? We don't even remember we have it. So you need to clear it out and move it out. That's step one. The second is an important factor, especially if you're downsizing, is to say, okay, Cliff, what do I no longer need? That's the second list you need to start making. What do I no longer need for my new place? Okay? And where do we get guilty of things we no longer need? Okay, when we get brand new furniture, what happens? We move the old furniture down to the basement or down to an old bedroom because it's a lot easier to move stuff around our own house than to go, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Charity, I have something that I'd like to give you for somebody else to enjoy. And, or we don't want to have a friend come in and help us move it out. So that's what happens. And guilty is charged. Or we've had family move in, they move out, and guess what? Some of the stuff stays in our house. So those are things you need to clear out. Third area is either a room in your house if you don't have a basement, but if you have a basement, get storage totes and put your items in storage totes. Now, you say, well, Cliff, they're going to see these totes. Well, we can explain to the buyers, guess what? They're already packing to move. That gives the buyers the indication that, guess what? These people are serious about what? Selling your home. So get totes, pack things in, put them in a room, either in the basement or some room, stored and stacked neatly so that it doesn't lose the appeal, and especially do it in a way that doesn't, utilize too much space in the room. But it's better to have things in a concise area rather than scattered all over your house. Okay, so declutter. Then declutter your kitchen, your cabinets, the countertops especially. Make them neat and tidy so that people can see the space in your kitchen. Okay, those are clear, concise areas. Now, ultimately, if you just don't have the storage space, then you can store some things. If you're thinking, okay, we do need these items, we do want to keep these items, but we just, our house is cramped, especially if you bought your first house, you're moving into your second one, it's kind of cramped. Then you may need to consider storing some of your items in a storage area for a short period of time. There's lots of those around this area. There's lots of selection, lots of choices to securely store your items. Decluttering is key. Again, it's an inexpensive way to do, or to add great value to your home. So I encourage you to consider that. How to list your home without breaking the bank, declutter. Thank you for joining me once again. Clifton Quayle, eXp Realty. Thank you. Have a great week coming up. God bless, and we'll chat again soon.